Hey, Albert, here's one for you. What year did Manchester United first win the FA Cup?
1911.
1909.
Take the notice of him, it was 1911.
All right, suit yourselves.
Here, ignore my stand at your peril. He may not know naught about hotels, but when it comes to football, he's a Bobby Dazzler.
Well, then you know about it. You weren't even breathing then.
Well, we weren't even breathing at the Battle of Hastings, but we know it was 1066.
Good idea.
Oh, was it my turn?
My auntie just had to go away.
And she has been around since 1066.
No, not quite, but... Oh, I'm daft, I suppose.
Well, go on, buy us a drink and I'll argue with you.
Well, it's just that I don't like being left on my own in the house. I mean, you read such terrible stories, don't you, about men breaking in?
I know, it's dead frustrating, isn't it? You sit and you wait with slippers warming, bottle ready opened, and they never come.
Well, I asked Rita if I could stay there, but... Oh, well, you know Rita.
I do, love. We're very much alike, me and Rita.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening.
She's doing her hostess bit.
Oh?
They reckon she's after a British ambassador's job at Washington.
Fred?
Yes?
Can I have another drop of rum, please?
You can. Yeah. Good, is it?
Hey, quite fair. Plenty of gunplay, you know. Well, are you settling down all right?
Yes, better that up, mate. Better that up. Once you get to know Mrs. Walker's funny little ways, you're in with a fair chance.
Ah, she's not as bad as she's painted. Only half as bad. Doesn't seem much like Easter Monday, does it?
There's no difference these days. I always say with them telly-programmes, if there's lambs all over it's Easter, if there's holly all over it's Christmas, other than that, it's mixture as before.
I like lamb.
The photographs you took at Jones, they've come out beautifully.
Delightful. I'll get you the money, thank you.
Hey, does Emily know?
Oh, no. No what?
Well, Mavis is looking for somewhere to sleep for a couple of nights while her auntie's away. She's scared of being on her
No,
own.
I'm not scared, Bet. More apprehensive.
Now, what's that if it's not just a longer word for the same thing?
Why didn't you come to me, Mavis? You know you're always welcome.
Oh, well...
There you are, you fixed up.
Well, you should have come to me in the first place.
Well, yes, I would have. I mean... But, well, it's nothing to do with... Well, I wouldn't want you to think that. Heaven forbid, no, but...
Have patience.
Well, it is just that it seems so disruptive dropping in on married couples.
Suddenly all is clear. You're very wise, love. This long history of hers for breaking up happy homes.
Well, that's fixed. Then you come tonight.
Well, thank you.
There you are, dear. I really am rather good, aren't I?
Where are you off to tonight, then, Alf? All done up like a dog's dinner?
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Oh, nowhere special.
That'll be Billy.
Come on, you can tell us I'm broad-minded.
You need to be and all. Stag night at Gatsby.
You dirty old man.
Yeah, well, it's for charity.
Ah, strippers convalescent home.
Yeah, well, don't sell Tanny, well, you know how she gets.
Fellas, you're just like little lads. Oh, are you going with him?
Am I going with you? I reckon.
And what does Deirdre think?
I'm working.
You male chauvinist pig.
Well, it saves her from the ugly truth, doesn't it?
Which I am going to tell her the minute I clap eyes on her.
It'll only break her heart.
They don't come much blacker than you, do they?
Well, I must admit, I were privileged.
Hey, Ernie, what do you think of these two off to a stag show?
I'd say they were very lucky.
Good night, Bet.
Hey, Ernie, you could be lucky as well, you know. I just happened to have a ticket that I got for Len, only he's opted to Newcastle with Elsie. So just say the word and...
Do you a power of good. Stag night is just not my scene, is it? If you've got red blood flowing through your veins, this is your scene, mate. No, I just came out for a drink, that's all.
Oh, well, it's just a thought. Still, if you're expected back...
You know, that is a thought. Am I? I didn't even realise I was missing. Do you get the impression he's weak?
I think all he needs is a good excuse.
You go and get the pints in, mate, because my brain has started ticking. Tell me more what you've got to do.
Yes.
Right. What are you got?
Bet, see what these lads want, will you?
He's a fast learner, isn't he?
It were you that said United won cup in 1911, wasn't it?
Aye.
1909. 1909, Stan were right.
Never. Were it me who said 1911?
Now, Albert, stop wriggling.
Me?
I must say there are some habits that seem totally unbreakable.
What's that, Mrs. Walker?
Well, children ringing up their parents and having the charges reversed. Do you know, I'm sure if Willie became a millionaire, Wouldn't alter anything. The phone would ring and a voice would say, Sir William Walker ringing from the Bahamas, will you accept the charge?
And like a fool you would.
And like a fool I would. Did I interrupt something?
No, I was just pointing out to Mr. Tatlow here the error of his ways.
We won't like that, will you, Mr. Tatlow? What's he done now?
He just comes second to Stan Ogden in our mastermind contest.
I should think coming second to Stan Ogden in anything is more than flesh and blood can stand. Mastermind?
No, it weren't really. It was just a question that Stan got right and Albert here got wrong.
Yes, but if it comes to a real contest, I'll murder him.
Right, we'll lay one on then, won't we, Mrs. Walker?
I must say it's an intriguing idea.
All right, so you know what to say. I'll never say it.
Of course you will.
Well, I'll have a go. Wish me luck.
Good luck, lad.
Do I need anything?
Just your wallet and your imagination.
But not very much of that.
You know, like I said, it was a very good programme.
Oh, very, Albert.
You know, and I like that bit when it all went black when they were going to the seats. And then they had to say who they were, you know, like Sir Stan Ogden, retired civil servant. Mind, there's a lot of retired civil servants gets on Mastermind.
It's very true. I like that bit where they go to middle and all. I'm always waiting for them to fall flat on their faces.
Seriously, though, don't you think it's a good idea? We could give it a different name, something like Super Brain?
Hey, I like that. It suits me.
Well, then, win it.
Yeah, well, I don't really think it can go around here. It's a bit too, well, you know.
Erudite?
Yeah, well. Hey, come on, we've got to get our skates on.
Great
See you
idea,
later.
Mrs. Walker. Great idea.
After you.
I don't think they're over enthusiastic, Fred.
Well, I was only kidding myself, Mrs. Walker. I weren't really serious.
Well, I'm very serious. Now, take you, for instance. Surely there's some subject which you're an expert on.
Storekeeping and beer.
It's a start. Not a very classical one, I admit, but still a start.
Gentlemen, welcome once again to the Gatsby Stag Night. And for those of you who still get excited watching Lulu on the telly, I'd like you to know we do have a doctor in attendance. Get off the floor, Doc, you've been rumbled. However, if it's just the medicine you're after, beautiful nurses will be passing amongst you, dispensing tonics at normal barroom prices. And now, gentlemen, fresh from her successful tour of the Middle East, should have been the Far East, but the Shah of Persia wouldn't let her go. Miss Rising Blood Pressure 1976, the Queen of the Belly Dancers. Gentlemen, I give you... What name was it again, love?
Get on with it.
Get on with it, she says. Gentlemen, I give you Fatima!
Penny for them, Mr. Tatlock.
Oh, I was just talking back to the First World War, you know, thinking about the gay times.
I bet there were many of them.
Oh, there were.
Mr. Tatlock, if I were to organise a sort of mastermind quiz, we'd call it Super Brain or something like that, would you be interested in taking part, say, on the First World War?
Well, what's first prize?
I wasn't really thinking in terms of material gain, war, prestige, you know. But I think it might be seen in the Gazette.
I'm sorry, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
For an horrible moment, I thought I hadn't brought any money with me. Just the one lager, is it, love? Yes, please. Ray's out working. Oh, on second thoughts, I'm not supposed to say that. If anybody asks, he's out enjoying himself, right?
Good evening, dear.
Evening, Mrs. Walker.
Now, I'm sure that you will be interested. We're going to hold a Super Brain quiz, a sort of licensed houses mastermind, you know. And I wondered if you had any subject that you specialised in.
Well, only my husband, and everybody knows him.
Well, if you think of anything, don't hesitate to let me know.
Mrs. Walker, Mavis knows a lot about continental cooking. I mean, that's if you're interested.
I'll take a note of that.
Mr. Ogden on football. After all, it was through him we first thought of the idea.
Mr. Ogden, Super Brain.
Hey, who's taking my Stan's name in vain then?
Ah, well, we were just wondering if Mr. Ogden would like to take part in a sort of mastermind on, say, football.
Oh, do you that, sure?
Ah, but not all football. It's too big a subject. United. United through the ages, huh?
They have got yourself a winner. And it's not all football, you know. Oh, he's a man of useless information when he gets going.
I've got a specialised subject for you, Stan. Unemployment benefit. Knock Barbara Castle into a cocked hat, he would.
Oh, aye. What are you expert on then? Hair dyeing?
Don't be bitter, Hilda. Now, please, please, no animosity. Not when we're making such good progress. So, I've got Mr. Ogden on Manchester United, maybe some continental cookery, and I could take the history of musical comedy.
And stick a £10,000 first prize on it, and you've got Albert on World War One. That right, Albert? Did he speak?
I'll go make a note of it all.
When you're in there, get yourself some supper and put your feet up. You know what we said about cosseting you?
You're spoiling me.
Super brain. Did you ever hear out like it?
Huh?
Now what sort?
Ah, now. I was just thinking, what an unfair world it is. Here's me standing here drinking and my poor husband's bricking up the inside of a furnace.
Yeah.
Control yourself, love. I can't stay here all night.
Hey, Ernie, lad. You've cracked it, mate.
He fancies me. She fancies me.
Ah, for breakfast. What a way to go.
Right, I'm off. Oh, the night's young. Stay and have another.
Ah, no, I couldn't.
I feel rotten.
Try.
Try, dear. Fellas, you are boiling in oil, the lot of you. It's all flaming male sex.
Now what we done?
Never mind.
You know, I think I've gone off musical comedy. I think I prefer 19th century literature.
I think we all would, Mrs. Walker.
Something the matter?
Deirdre.
Oh, well, say la guerre.
Mr. Walker, if the brewery give me a prize for beer or something, won't they give a prize for this?
Do you know, that's a thought. It's a thought, isn't it? They're always receptive to new ideas.
Watch this.
Hello? Could I speak to Mr. Coates? Hello, Mr. Coates. This is Annie Walker of the Rogue's Return. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Good. Mr. Coates, I've had rather a brilliant idea.
Do you hear that? She's just taking every scrap at credit.
No, not drain. Brain. Super brain. Yes, and I was wondering if the brewery might run to a little prize, you know, just to add zest to the proceedings. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Coates. Yes, of course. Yes. Goodbye. Well, there you are. Mr. Coates is sure that the brewery will run to a bottle, and knowing Newton and Ridley's, I'm sure it'll be a generous
See,
one.
you're getting out of it or not.
Mrs. Walker, you can put me down for first.
Gentlemen, if you think you've seen it all before, then think again, because now you are going to see it all. Direct from her successful hits in Copenhagen, Amsterdam, and Cleck-Eaton Geriatrics Disco. Gentlemen, we give you Madame Ultimate!
Thank you, sir. I'm a police officer. We won't bother with the music. Thank you, Charlie. Gentlemen, please remain in your seats. There's nothing to be gained by trying to make a run for it.
It's a flaming raid. You know whose fault this is, don't you? Bloody Mavis. If it hadn't been for her coming... Oh, my God, Emily. If Emily finds out about this, it'll just...
Oh, shut up!
I said name, Fifi Latouche.
The other one's got bells on.
Huh, lucky you.
It's all right for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, who the hell cares what you do, eh? I mean, him, Ernie, it's different for him. He's a very worried man, because he's going to cop it like that. He's in dead lumber because he's been telling lies to his missus. And he's not the only one. I'm bricking up a furnace. What are you doing?
You ought to know it was your idea.
I can't remember.
I'm playing at the British Legion. It's their Easter Monday concert tonight.
I see.
And it's going on to be fairly late because they have an extension.
Oh, aha.
Yeah, well, if you think you're in lumber, don't forget.
Councillor Robertson. Well, you haven't much chance with the false name and address, have you? Some real corkers here, I can tell you. And who are your friends?
Charlie McIntyre, 78 Ebden Avenue.
Like to try it on the stipendiary magistrate in the morning. Have another go.
Raymond Langton, 20 Victoria Street.
Suits you. And you, sir?
Look, I would just like to know what it is exactly we're supposed to have done wrong. I mean, why are we being treated like common criminals?
As I announced on the public address system, it is now 12:45 a.m. and the permitted hours for these premises ended at midnight.
That's only 3/4 of an hour.
Look, Ernie, there's
What
no point
about
now.
drinking up time?
3/4 of an hour?
They've got an extension over normal hours, haven't they? Well, why can't drinking up time be extended?
Ernest Bishop, 3 Coronation
Look, I'm only
Street,
just
Weatherby.
looking after my rights, the rights of every true-born Englishman.
Oh, shut up, Ernie. You've supped too much.
We'll be taking your drinks as evidence. You can keep half if you want to. Councillor Robertson?
Well, I would, wouldn't I? Anybody would.
Well, Ernie, they are not allowed to serve you that stuff at this time of night. Is that simple enough for you?
It's just ridiculous.
OK, it's ridiculous. Are you looking forward to telling your missus? Right. We just keep that button, we might get away with it.
And try not to aggravate him, because I know him. He'll have you in court for obstructing the police.
Yeah, that's going to make it, like, difficult to keep hush.
I don't see how I can keep hush. I'll just have to tell Emily. I just will. I'll just have to put myself at her mercy.
You mention my name and it gets back to Deirdre and I'll put you in the infirmary.
You've just got to get used to the outrageous fact you're getting older, Mavis.
Well, do you feel any old?
No.
No, I don't. I remember when I was a little girl, I felt very grown up, but I don't feel any different now. Perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps I've never properly grown up. Does that sound funny?
No, I think I know exactly what you mean.
Wonder if anybody does. Oh, well, I suppose some people must. Perhaps they're the very important people, leaders and such.
Oh, I shouldn't think so. The behaviour of the world's leaders is uniformly childish.
Oh, well, maybe I mean more childlike without realising that's what we are.
Oh, I've met very few who couldn't be described as either childish or childlike. I suppose the description you use depends on whether you like the behaviour or not. I hope I could be called childlike.
Well, that's funny, because I've always thought of you as one of the real grown-ups.
Oh?
Well, yes, you've always seemed old. Oh, no, I didn't mean... I didn't mean old in that sense.
Well, as you say, we're rapidly getting old in that sense.
Oh, look, I feel awful now. I mean, what I meant was...
Oh, I was always taken for older as a girl, I know. I think it's just the natural set of my features is rather a gloomy look.
Oh, no.
Oh, it is. I've been told often enough.
Austere sometimes. Yes, austere, but I wouldn't say gloomy.
And the funny thing is, it's always been said on the occasions when I was feeling least gloomy.
That's usually the way, isn't it?
I've certainly never felt austere or old.
Well, if you've never felt any different, I don't suppose you'll change.
Oh, there are occasions with Ernest when I feel all the gravity of being a responsible adult. Because Ernest is a complete child. I think most men are.
Yes, that'll be him.
Hello.
Hello.
I thought I heard voices. You're up late.
Oh, good gracious, I didn't realise.
I thought your thing was going on till all hours.
It's late enough.
Well, I came away, you know.
Well, I should withdraw and leave you alone at last on your anniversary.
Oh, it's not our anniversary anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry, love.
Oh, well, at least you got back as soon as you could.
Oh, well, I must get to bed anyway. I find I'm needing my sleep more and more. Well, good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you. You could have a little nightcap to celebrate. You'd open a bottle of wine.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you'll never have another 4th wedding anniversary, will you? And it'll keep in the fridge. Good night.
And she's right. We won't.
Yes, an evening never to be repeated.
I think you've had a tot or two already. Kept the pianist liberally supplied, did they, with thirst quenchers? And I see no harm in a toast to us, just to mark the occasion. We don't want the day to slip by entirely unremarked and unremembered, do we?
No.
Is that you, Ray?
Yeah.
What you doing, love?
What? Oh, I'm just getting out of these overalls. They're filthy, you know.
Yeah, we'll leave them in bathroom.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you back. Well, morning.
Yeah, well. No, I kept thinking of you lying there, you know.
Did you?
Yeah. I tell you, I was spitting them bricks in at the finish.
Well, I'm glad you got back anyway. Come on then, hurry up. Oh, Ray, the bulb's gone.
So, you didn't want to read, did you?
It was a very sexy book, as a matter of fact.
Oh, hutch up.
Oh, God, you're cold. Hey, you've been drinking. Where have you been drinking?
Yeah, well, they had a bottle. You woke up a thirst, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Northern Diver in the 230. Don't say I never do you any favours.
Well, let's hope they don't have to shoot it like the last one you give me.
I only tip 'em, mate. I don't insure 'em.
Oh, well. I feel lucky. Northern Diver. Aye, aye. How do you make out then?
What? Oh, all right.
You didn't know, as it happens. I'll buy you a pint.
Oh, well, thanks very much, but I think I'd better be getting along, you know.
Hey, into your betting, man.
It's not a betting man. He doesn't even know what he's winning.
Well, all you're going to discover is exactly what I'm telling you now, that nobody around here knows out about now.
Well, it should stop that road and horse, shouldn't it, Alf?
Definitely, aye.
Well, I've never known much about out myself.
No, that's obvious.
And you can shut up. It's all right for me to say I'm ignorant, but you can't. And I mean, Oggie's going in for it. Now, fair's fair. You've never thought of our Stan as a super brain, have you? Not really. Not even when he had that brainwave and incinerated his own telly.
Stan is a genius. One of the most remarkable minds ever to be born. Do you know that he can solve any known problem in the time it takes to sup a pint? The only problem he's left with is who's going to pay for the next one.
Oh, very funny.
Do you hear that? Quick, witty, devastating, a mighty intellect.
Well, I know more about United.
More than who?
More than you.
At least he's having a go. What are you answering on?
I'll take your job. I'll ask the questions. Are you sitting down?
Can do.
Well, Fred. Aye, aye. Listen, I've seen Ernie. And he's not confessed. No, so we should be all right now.
Yeah, till we get done.
They're not going to do everybody in the place, you know. They just clobber the management.
Maybe.
No danger. There were lads there with influence, you know, like yourself.
Is that the evening paper, Fred?
Just come.
Is there anything in about... Oh, no, of course, there wouldn't be. They'd already gone to press.
What about?
Super Brain, I told the editor about it.
No, it's not about that. Mind you, you've got your picture here, look. Hey, you're in with them, Mr. Roberts. Hey, you've been a little lad, haven't you? Where were you then? Gatsby Club, was it?
What's this? Let's have a look.
Why is my picture in?
Give it to you. When you were Mayoress, Mrs. Walker, and him in his hat and chain. A ex-Mayor in 1am drinks raid. When police raided a Weatherfield night spot last night, they took the names of several revellers, including an ex-Mayor. Councillor Alfred Roberts was one of those present at a stag night held at the Ties Only Club. Hey, for it a good night, Alf.
I want to know why my picture's there.
Oh, read on. Included in the former Mayor's party were Mr. Raymond Langton of Victoria Street and Mr. Ernest Bishop of Coronation Street, Weatherfield.
See?
No, Alice. Well, we'll just have to say you're indisposed, won't we? At least that'll save me the trouble of asking you to stand down, won't it? Well, considering I have spent all day at the library getting the questions out, I should certainly have no difficulty in asking them. Yes, I do feel like that, Alf. No, I know you didn't print the picture. But I know what people will think. Oh, yes, they will. Look, Alf, I am rather busy. Thank you for ringing. Good night.
He won't be in tonight, then.
Is that chair safe? It's not going to topple over, is it? Because if it is, we shall be liable.
I don't want to face the public.
He is indisposed.
Well, it's all blown up out of nothing, isn't it? I mean, only for him being a mer, nobody'd take any notice. I mean, the stag do. Well, they always bash licence.
Not my
don't they?
licence, they don't.
No, well.
And I will not have my face
Well,
associated...
you're only standing behind his shoulder, Mrs. Walker. You're hardly visible.
I was not standing behind his shoulder at the Gatsby Club, was I? Which any casual reader would think.
Well, not at the stag do.
Unless, of course, they took you for stripper, what was mentioned.
Don't provoke me, Bet.
And these are the people, Stan. These are the people what set themselves above us. To hear them talk, you'd think they was on an higher level and we were just muck. Aye. Well, muck we may be, but we don't go in for this kind of carry-on.
Ask me a question about Manchester United.
I'm not asking you questions about Manchester United. I don't know naught about them. But I do know hypocrisy when it stares me in the face. Hypocrisy and false religion.
Go on, ask me a question.
Sets himself up for another Billy Graham, you know. Going to save your soul.
Ask me anything, you know.
Are they any good?
Are they any good? That's like asking if the Pope's a Catholic.
Could I have the butter, please? Ernest, would you pass the butter to Mavis? Thank you. Is there something the matter with
No,
it?
nothing the matter with it at all, no. Oh, look, come on, this is ridiculous. I just can't stand this silent forbearance. I can't stand this not mentioning it.
I have nothing to say on the subject.
Oh, I see. I forgive you, Ernest, but just don't talk to me, is that right?
Oh, I don't think I said anything about forgiving you.
Oh, the very fact that I went out last night is unforgivable.
Please, Mavis, finish your tea. We are not going to have a row.
Who says we're not going to have a row?
I do. I'm not going to spoil my appetite. Take no notice, Mavis. He's just in a mood. It's called guilt.
Ah, is that what it is? Guilt, is that it?
Yes.
Oh.
And before you indulge your guilt any further, let me tell you I am not interested. Does anyone want any pudding? Mavis? Now, see, you've driven Mavis out.
God almighty, I've driven Mavis out.
I don't see any reason to shout or blaspheme.
Be my witness. You're just making it absolutely impossible for me to talk to you.
I don't want you to talk to me. I don't want your cringing. I don't want the exhibition of your guilt. It revolts me.
Look, Emily.
What you intend to say to me, I don't know. But if you think it will induce me to forgive you, not only for lying to me, but for the grossest and vilest insult I can imagine.
I didn't insult you. I went out. I went out.
On our anniversary, you chose, rather than stay with me, to go and watch some painted whore. Rather than eat with me, you went to the trough with the other pigs to guzzle and booze and drool. Now I'm going to have some pudding.
No, I won't have that. Rather than stay with you, I wasn't even given the choice. It was either go out or stay here with you and moaning Mavis upstairs.
Don't you insult Mavis.
And don't you insult me.
Insult you?
Is this my home or isn't it?
You're being ridiculous.
Well, is it? Is it?
Is what?
Is this my home or is it some kind of YWCA you're running?
You're being ridiculous.
Twice. That's twice you've brought in your friends right over my head.
No, under your roof, which is also my roof.
First
remember?
it was Sheila Crossley, and then...
Friends of mine, my friends.
And in my own home, I'm made to feel as nothing.
If I'd realised how totally deficient you were in common hospitality, I would never have invited them. Because Mavis can hear every word you're saying, and that's something else I won't forgive you for.
Oh, you won't forgive me. You're so perfect that you won't forgive me. You won't even try to understand what I'm telling you.
Oh, I understand perfectly. And when you go off to your peculiar dives, well, that's quite all right, Ernest, because I understand that some men have peculiar needs.
I'm going out now. When I come back, I want Mavis out of this house. And from you, I want an apology for that last remark.
Fred, dear, I wonder if you could go down to the bishop's and get Mavis. She may be overcome by shyness.
I'll go fetch her.
Thank you, love. Bet, love, would you draw for Mavis?
Well, I thought it was drawing for me.
Oh, yes, of course. Silly of me. I'll draw for Mavis if everybody agrees.
no, I think it'd be best
That's right, you know. The draw should be impartial.
Very well, you draw for Mavis. Yeah. You and Mavis goes number 3. Bet.
4.
Come on, darling.
Oh, she let you out to choke you out. Oh, terrific. What were it, sideboard?
We're a wedding present. Now, will you give us a pint of bitter?
Oh, Ray, I'm so pleased.
You should have seen her.
I wonder if I could have order, please.
Yes, one
please.
order, please.
Thank you. Now, tonight, we are going to have a little intellectual refreshment.
Aye, aye.
Now, this started as an idea of mine, and it was going to stay that way. But the brewery were rather taken with it, so they are promoting an inter-pub knockout, and whoever wins tonight will go on to represent the Rovers' return at the next round. So, could I have the first contestant, please?
Yeah, where is it? Here he is.
Mr. Benson, and you have chosen to answer on pigeons.
Yes, yes.
Right, on pigeons, starting now.
Hey, just a minute. Shouldn't all the lights go out, you know, and just have a sort of spotlight? That's the way they do it.
Really, Mrs.
She's right, you know. There's like a pool of light on the contestant.
Yeah.
Aye.
Bet, would you turn all the lights out but these two? Now I can't even see my questions.
Oh, flipping heck.
Well, that's what we're going to have. Is that all right, Mrs. Oldham?
Please yourself.
Right, Mr. Benson, starting now. What name is given to a young bird?
A squawker.
Correct. In what year was the National Homing Union founded?
1896.
What did he get? 9. Oh, what are you betting on your stamp?
Well, his brain's not exactly cluttered with knowledge, but he's followed United long enough.
He'll get no.
Gary.
Stanley Ogden.
I know your name, Mr. Ogden.
I thought I had to give me a name.
And you're answering on?
United up!
Starting now. Who holds the record for the highest number of goals
Dennis
scored
Barlett, 32, 1959, 60.
by a player for the club? Please, let me finish the question. Matt Busby play for when he won a Cup Winners' Medal?
Manchester City.
Correct. When the team first won the FA Cup, what team did they beat in the final?
Bristol City, 1-0.
Correct. Bobby Charlton won 3. I've started, so I shall continue. Bobby Charlton won 3 league championship medals with the club. In which years?
57, 65 and 67.
I'm sorry, Pet. Can you hang on? Stanley Ogden's playing a blinder here.
And you appear to have scored 17 points.
I'll get it. I'll see you when you get it. By the way, are you showing any signs of damage? He's a liar then, isn't he? See you, love. Tra.
What architect was mainly responsible for the dome of St. Peter's in
Hang
Rome?
on, Chuck. It's all hanging on this fella.
What are you doing this?
Nelson was
She's
killed
going
at
out with me
Trafalgar.
the minute I knock off here. We're going to do a 3-night spot.
Sauce for the bloody goose, rat
The
face.
tropics.
Give us a chance, love. Pass.
In Greek mythology,
Oh, give
in Greek mythology, who was the wife of Ulysses?
Mrs. Ulysses.
Who was the second man to step onto the moon?
Pass.
I'm sorry, that's your time. And you have to go.
If that doesn't beat flipping
If I may just read out
Stand on
the
that
score.
jump, oh, you kids. You're going the final now.
I've done it.
Yeah.
you reckon of that fella here at 95 getting married for the first time? Oh, for heaven's sake. What's the matter? Oh, I just thought perhaps... Oh, never mind. You thought you were going to be headlines 2 days running, did you? No chance. By heck, if Emily could only see you now. What's the matter, didn't you sleep? I woke up at 4 o'clock and couldn't get off again. I was frozen. You should have put another blanket on. I'm very grateful to you, for putting me up like this. That's all right, any time. I mean, it's so out of character for Emily to lock me out like that. Honestly, you make one stupid mistake and before you know where you are, it's disaster on all sides. Not to mention public disgrace. Get her a box of chocolates, that's all it needs. You don't understand, do you? This is our anniversary, our 4th wedding anniversary. And you forgot? Yes, I do understand. You know what I'd do if I were you? That's what I'm asking. If I knew anything about women, the only thing she'd be worried about is not knowing where you are. So get home straight away. Tell her you slept the night here. And that way she'd probably forget why she locked you out in the first place. Do you really expect me to believe that? It's worth a try, isn't it? Oh, come on, it's not the end of the world. Honestly, Len, when I think of the stupid lies I told her. And all for what? For a few boring hours in a sleazy strip club. Boring? Honestly, Len, what do you really think I ought to do? Well, I've told you, haven't I? As soon as you've slung your hat in, look her straight between the eyes and say... What the hell am I talking about? It's not my problem, it's yours. I'm off, Ernie. I've got work to do. You're not going to tell her where I am? I doubt very much if I'll find Emily working in my yard.
Oh, Tar, very much, love, thank you. Now, there's something else. Ah, yes, me lenses.
Thought you were dieting.
Now, who told you that? Oh, now, look at the flaming time, and you said you'd call me.
I forgot. Trish usually wakes me, don't you, Trish?
Not always. You can have the alarm clock tomorrow morning.
Well, never mind. I'll do it myself. Now, where I put my lipstick?
Oh, hang on, I'll get it. You left it on the table.
No, it's all right, love. I'll get it myself.
You're waiting on her hand and foot.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
What's up, don't you like her?
All right. Well, I better dash before I get my cards.
Should have opened up for you, won't she?
Who?
Your assistant. You said there were a girl.
Oh, not anymore, love. She left on Friday.
But you'll be getting another one, won't you?
Oh, well, that depends whether we can get anybody in time or not. If you hear of anybody, let me know, will you? Well, ta-ra. Oh, morning, Mrs. Sharples. Can't stop now.
She doesn't change much. Always on the last minute.
Huh?
I'll say Tanner. Of course you wouldn't realise you didn't know her.
The way folk go on about her.
Oh, you're only jealous.
Jealous? What, of somebody her age?
I'd like to see you when you're her age. You're grot enough now.
You seen yourself lately?
Look, I don't like to break up a first-class row with somebody give me a package of tea.
Next thing she'll be wanting one of us to go work there, you'll see.
Well, what would you say if she did? Go on, what would you say?
I wouldn't mind.
Well, me neither.
Better than this dump.
There you are, Mr. Sharples.
And if you did go and work for Elsie Tanner, you'd have to get a move on, and that's for sure. You've got more going in her little finger than the pair of you put together.
Morning.
Oh, you damn thing. Hey, what do you think?
Bit crowded.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Can't see the wood for the trees. Still have to do it proper when I've got a minute.
Keeping you busy?
Oh, yes, I haven't had time to take my coat off. This isn't your neck of the woods, is it?
Well, I sometimes have a walk down here just for a change. Them sweaters aren't bad, are they?
Oh, well, if you see anything you fancy, come on inside.
I'm stony, kid.
Oh, don't be daft. Come on inside. I can always put it on one side for you.
Go on, then, you know me. I never were one for saying no.
Get in. Nice blouses and things like that, because... hang on a minute. Did you find what you were wanting, madam? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thank you very much, anyway. Thank you. You get a lot like that, you know. No intention. Well, have a look round. See anything you fancy?
When's your next sale?
Oh, charming.
No, I mean, she's got a lot, you know, special lines. I got a bra once. Now, I like this.
Oh, those. They wash very well, madam.
Don't rush me.
Oh. Hello, Sylvia's. Oh, hello, Mrs. Matthews. Yes, I did. Yes. Just like you told me. Yes, I'm just about to check through them now. Well, aren't those the old size 14 stock? Oh. Yes, well, I'm just about to unpack them. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, you said he'd be coming in. I will. I will. Don't worry. Bye.
By heck, she sounds worse than Mrs. Walker.
That's the third time today. Anybody think I never worked in a shop before? And why she keeps sending in them every 5 minutes? Every 5 minutes since we started.
Who?
Well, she called him her merchandise manager.
To check up on you?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Not having regrets, are you?
Well, I can't afford to, can I, love?
Well, if it's a fella, you've no problem, have you? In any road, he's not your boss.
Very nearly.
I see.
No, you don't, because I don't see myself yet, do I?
You don't reckon him and Mrs. Matthews are...
Do you want that, or don't you?
I'll think about it. Hey, you've got a customer, kid.
Hey, come and listen to Super Brain here. Come on.
Hey, have you seen what he picked for the next round?
Western dessert.
Western Desert, can't you read?
There's only one S, look.
Yeah, well, only he knows all about Western Desert. Because he were there, weren't you, Stan?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, of course. Come on, then. Now then, there's still two more. First Viscount Alexander of Tunis. Yeah.
Harold.
Oh, no, he hasn't spotted it at all. It should have been Harold Rupert Leafrick George.
Well, Stan, we're going to say that, weren't you, Stan?
Yeah. Last one coming up, the first Earl Wavell. Come on, hurry up.
Don't rush. Come on. First Earl Wavell.
So wrong?
No, not really.
You could have fooled me, you know. I hope you come to cheer him up a bit.
I've just been out at Town Hall. Say no more, you've just had your knuckles rapped by old Chapman, have you? I thought it was a pretty good picture myself.
Look, it's not funny, Len. You can't expect the council to be pleased, can you? All the murder of Weatherfield in strip club raid. Honest, you do one thing on impulse and look what happens.
Oh, don't you start, mate.
How do you mean?
You're beginning to sound like Ernie Bishop. I've got him round there. Looks as if he's going to be shot. Ray Langton's the same. He hasn't said a dicky bird to me all day. And Deirdre hasn't come in. That didn't help.
But why not?
Well, I can only type with 2 fingers, can't I?
No, I mean, why hasn't she been in?
I've no idea. I don't think Ray knows either. If he is, he's not saying. I think she had a night out on the tiles just to spite him.
You don't think I'm getting old?
Hey, have you cheered him up then?
What do you think?
Yeah, he's not showing yet.
How many more?
He's not halfway through yet.
Not the old flipping book.
Now, we're doing us best for you, Stan.
Right, now then, start it. The system of command was reorganised during the 1941 attacks on Tobruk. Now then, give the names of 4 of the generals concerned with 1. The Tobruk Fortress, 2, Western Desert, 3, troops in Egypt, and 4, Palestine.
This is easy stuff.
No, perhaps not. All right, then, yes. What was the aim of Operation Battle Axe, June 5th, 1941?
To push Jerry to the west so communication can be opened the other side.
Better on something practical, aren't you, love?
Right, now then, how far is it from Tobruk to Benghazi?
Course road.
Yeah?
250 miles.
That's right. Good. Here we are then. What was the code name for Montgomery's first plan of attack on El Alamein on 23rd October 1942?
It was...
Come on, you know.
You were there, Sam. Pass.
Well, morning, Mrs. Sharp. I'll see you, Len. Aye, hey.
Right, Tim. Thought he'd have had more sense than going to places like that. And Ernie Bishop and all.
Ernie was locked out last night.
He what?
He had to stay the night in my place. Emily locked him out.
Where is he now? Has he gone back home?
I don't know, I've no idea. I shouldn't think so. I don't think he's got the nerve to face her. Hey, I'll see you.
Ciao, love.
Hey, should I keep the key? Who's going to be back first? How should I know? Well, Chippy closes at past. You won't be that long. Sometimes I have to wait. Any road, who is he? Who? This lad you're meeting. Do I know him? I told you I don't know his name. Oh, come on, Trish, who is it?
That's just a fella.
Seems funny, doesn't it, time?
No law against it, is there?
No. See ya.
See ya.